Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer, and today we're featuring a Mary Maxim yarn that we have never tried before. Now, there's a lot of Mary Maxim yarns that we haven't tried before, but like this was one that kept showing up on my Facebook feed. For some reason, Facebook was telling me, you need to buy this yarn. You need to buy this yarn. Check out this yarn. It's super soft. Which is what it's called. Mary Maxim Super Soft. So I was like, I mean, if it's super soft, we gotta try it, right? Like I'm obligated, because especially me, of all people, I'm especially obligated to try the super soft yarns because I have so many skin problems that sometimes a super soft yarn to someone else might be sticking to my skin. Okay, so let's flash backwards in time. All right, these balls were $5.99 each. That is what I paid for them. I paid for them with my money because Facebook told me to. No. Do I usually listen to what Facebook says? No. But like it kept coming up and I was like, okay, but that's a really pretty yarn. Like maybe I will love it. Let's see. So I don't know if I love it yet or not, but it has this beautiful, like fluffy, airy feel to it. And when I got it, it reminded me of another yarn. If you guys remember, it was, I don't know, several weeks ago, I went to the large Joann's store way up north, and I only bought 2 colors of this yarn, but like, hello gorgeous. It's very fluffy, fuzzy. It's got a beautiful halo to it. I went up to that Joann's and I saw a new yarn. And this yarn isn't new anymore because it's been out for like at least a couple months. And it is the Scarfy Light. And it looks a lot like this on the skein. And I immediately was drawn to the pastel-y, fluffy, light, airy colors. And I touched the ball and immediately I got Velcro skin where it stuck. Because I have eczema on my hands. And I also get violent reactions if I touch certain chemicals or certain things, okay? And I get these blisters, and I have what I call Velcro. So I have pieces of skin that sticks out like this all the time. And yarn sticks to it, and I can't stand that feeling, so I won't buy any yarn that Velcros to my hands. I refuse. I can't. It's like, oh, yucca. So I don't mess with those yarns. I don't play with those yarns, and I really, really wanted the Scarfy Light. I really, really wanted it. I just could not. Like, when I touched it, I cringed because it immediately Velcroed to my hand and it just did not feel real nice. To normal people without skin problems, it's probably wonderful to you. It probably feels great, and that's okay. That's not the case for me. That's not what I experienced because of my Velcro skin. So when I saw this, I was like, that's really pretty. I wonder if it will stick to my skin. Well, let's order some and find out. So I got the 2 colors. I actually got 2 balls of each. Like I said, this is the Mary Maxim Super Soft. It is a 100 gram ball. It is 72% acrylic, 28% polyester, and it is 350 yards. I'm going to put my glasses on because I can feel myself straining already. They're made in China. Make sure they're all made in China. Alright, they're all made in China, and it says that they are a medium number 4. Sometimes when yarn is really, really super fuzzy like this, they will classify it as a 5 because there's so much fluff, so you could treat it as a 5. And I probably will treat this as a 5 because I don't want to lose the loftiness, the airiness of, I mean, it's just so pretty. It's so pretty. So I want to work up a swatch. The 2 colors I got, these are both the same color. These are the color Sunrise. Dye lot 2107. Color 1. But they're just wound differently. So it will have the pinks and the yellows and the green and the purple. And it's just so pretty. And then I got the color Summer Sky, which, and I got 2 of these, which is pinks and blues. So like blue jean, like acid wash blue jean, dark denim, and then a really light pink. and it's showing up more white on the screen, but it is a very gentle pink. It's not as pink as this one, but it is definitely a pink. It is beautiful. All right, so what I want to do, this recommends a 5mm hook, which just happens to be what I have on my desk. So we're going to turn the camera down, and I'm going to work up a little swatchy swatch, and we're going to use a summer sky. It's so pretty. We're going to work up a swatch, and now this is not one of the yarns I'm featuring in Mary Maxim Week, but that does not mean like we shouldn't try this yarn, because it's really cool. So I'm going to flip down, and we're going to do a thorough review on this yarn and tell you my honest opinions. Alright, I think that is actually a slightly better representation of the pink when we make the light a little bit warmer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to center pull from this, but I like to try. I don't know. These donut ones are always a little bit difficult to center pull from. Aha, maybe. There we go. Alright, that's a weird place for a knot. And cut that part out. Weird place for a knot right at the beginning. Alright, so get a little bit look at the construction of the yarn. I can't tell if it's chain spun or if it's just really... Okay, it looks like there might be chain spun underneath. And then just lots of fluff on the outside. Okay, it's very, very, very lofty and fluffy. And what I'm thinking this would be beautiful is like a top or a scarf or something. And I'm going to tell you right now, this stuff is probably not going to frog real well, because usually when it has all these little fluffy bits on there, they tangle on each other. And you're probably not going to want to do something that's real difficult that you think you might have to frog with this. In my opinion, personally. I'm going to start with half double crochets. Now, this yarn is super, super soft. That's why it's called super soft. It's really soft. It feels really nice in your hands. It looks like it might, I mean, it has the appearance of wool, but it is not at all. Like, there's no wool in it, and it doesn't feel woolly. It just feels nice. And it's a very lightweight yarn. Did I tell you how many yards was in this? 350 yards. Which is a lot of yards. And it comes in beautiful colors. But I wanted to try this out and show you guys, because I've never tried this yarn before. And it's way below my radar in the fact that I never really heard of it until Facebook started pushing the ads. And it reminded me of the Prism, which I am a big fan of. I'm a huge fan of the Prism now. I tried working up one of our patterns for, for Mary Maxim Week that is coming up April 10th. One of the patterns is featuring the Prism and the Mellow Spun together, and the yarn is gorgeous. And I fell so in love with the Prism. And I've had Prism in my stash for a while, but I haven't used it. And so now that I've used it, I was like, okay, I'm totally and utterly in love with the Prism. Let's try this out, because it looks similar, but it's way, way fluffier than the Prism. It looks like cotton candy, honestly. I'm just going to do single crochet. It's not splitty in the least. It feels good going through my fingers, and the best part is it's not velcroing to my skin at all. And that was one of the things with the Scarfy Light, is like I really wanted that yarn, and it was very similar in look and feel to this, but the texture was, I couldn't do it. I couldn't use it. So I'm really happy that I found this, because this is my substitute. It really is. It's got the beautiful pastel-y colors. It's very lightweight. It's very soft and fluffy and airy, and it's just, I'm here for it. I am here for it. I don't have high hopes that it's going to frog, but that's all right. And I don't know that for certain. That's just me guessing. I'm going to do doubles. Double crochet. And I'm also going to predict that this is actually going to knit up even lighter and loftier if you knit instead of crochet. But this is like really, this is for a very lightweight. You can make this would make a gorgeous sweater. Oh, this would make a beautiful shawl, a scarf, anything that goes around your neck. But I'm really thinking this would make a beautiful cardigan or a sweater. I didn't read the washing instructions, but most of the Mary Maxim yarns have the same washing instructions. I have noticed they put the same one on most of their yarn. At least all the ones I've reviewed. Oh, hand wash in cool water, lay flat to dry. So you might not want to make a sweater out of this. I mean, I would still because I don't have a problem hand washing anything, but if you don't like hand washing. And do you see how gentle the color fades into each other? This starts off just on the edge of wanting to be that pink color. Not quite. Well, maybe. And then it just gently fades into the next color. That is so pretty. So pretty. Do a star stitch. It's fighting me just a little bit on the star stitch. Just because I think there's a lot happening and the yarn is trying to stick to itself. So I think if I were going to work this up, I would use like a simple stitch. Not anything complicated like the star stitch. I don't even think I would use bobble. I think I would just do straight, like single, half double, double, or any combination of those. Because it's not fighting me hard to where I don't want to make it. It's just fighting a little bit to where I can feel there's a little bit of resistance of all of the loops wanting to come up because of all those little grippy hairs. It's really beautiful yarn though. I think that is probably the greatest part of my job, is that I get to try out so many different yarns. I just think it is so joyful and fun to play with yarn. I really like trying out new yarns. I like playing with stuff. I like giving you guys my opinion. And that's the bottom half of the star stitch. This yarn is gorgeous. And then we'll do the second row of the star stitch, which is just single crochets. I'm not having any problem seeing where my stitches are. Sometimes with like fuzzy yarns, you have a hard time seeing your stitches. I can see where my stitches are very easily with the recommended hook. I think personally, for me, if I was to make a garment out of this or a sweater or something, I would probably go up a hook size to a 5.5 or a 6, just to give it a little more looseness, openness in the stitches so that you could really see the fuzz. That's probably what I would do. That is gorgeous. Look at that. That's like a cloud. It reminds me, honestly, of cotton candy. It's so pretty. You can still see where all the stitches are, but you have this beautiful, like, airy, it's airy. It's an airy fluffiness. Alright, we're going to do one more row. Just half doubles again. Yeah. No problem seeing my stitches. I'm going to give this a good rating. I'm going to tell you, definitely go check this yarn out at Mary Maxim. This is like something you would expect at like a high-end yarn shop because it's like so unique and beautiful and soft. Alright, I'm going to grab a knitting needle and see what we can do with that. I figure out where I put them. Just grab my DPNs. Just grab my DPNs because they're right there. Now, if you're new here and you don't like the way I knit, I'm just going to tell you straight away ahead of time, I knit differently than a lot of people. We're not judging over here. It's just, I forgot to put my glasses back on. Hang on. I do knit differently, and it's all good. It all works out the same. Just cast it on some stitches on top of the knit or the crochet so we can get an idea what this looks like knit up. That's the wrong. Those are bigger needles. I grabbed 2 different size needles. And this one's not nearly as pointy. Go on, Oreo. Ow. I just grabbed some circulars. We're just going to switch them back and forth. We're going to put them on the circulars and we're going to go. Glasses once again. Because these DPNs or double point needles are not as pointy, and I don't like working with them as much. And I also think they're smaller than what is recommended. And a lot of times, like, there are yarns that I prefer working with knit over crochet. So that's why I like to do a swatch of both, so I can give you guys a more rounded opinion. Because knit and crochet are very different arts. So these are just my circular needles. These are the ones I usually use to make hats. Oh, that's much better. Now, the little hairs are getting a little bit tangled between the stitches. A little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. It's not really slowing me down. If you're a really tight knitter, that might be a problem. So you might have to go up a needle size. Just so you're not tangling. Because while it's not splitting the yarn, it's pulling yarn from, like the fur between the stitches is pulling from one stitch to the next a little bit. And I'm just knitting back and forth, which will give you the garter stitch. Yeah, it knits very easily. Very smoothly is gliding across these needles. And these are not even my slick needles, these are wooden needles. So while there's not really any grab on these needles, these are really good needles. I think I got these from Premier. I think these are my Premier needles. It's sliding on and off very easily. Yeah, that fabric gets working up and the knit feels very nice. Alright, when I go faster it does split a little bit. A little bit, not a lot. So this whole section here is the knit. Definitely more splitty with knit than with crochet, but not enough that it would deter me from using it. Yeah, that just feels nice. It just feels nice. I definitely recommend this yarn. If you want to try something new and you like these fuzzy yarns, definitely check this out. I will link the link to Mary Maxim below for this yarn specifically. Like I said, I paid $5.99 a ball for this. But I could easily see this going for like $12 at a local yarn shop. I really could. I personally wouldn't pay that, but like, that's what, $5.99 is a good price. And Mary Maxim, if you sign up for Mary Maxim emails, they do sales all the time. And they do really good sales. And they do shipping sales to where they'll give you $4.99 flat rate shipping. And then they'll give you, like if you spend $35, they'll give you a discount on shipping sometimes. You just gotta sign up for Mary Maxim's emails. And then they'll alert you to all of these cool sales. And then you can get these on a really good deal. But I think $5.99 is a good price for this yarn. It's a beautiful... Like if they put this in a cake and sold it at Michael's, it'd be 12 bucks. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm doing some stockinette so we get like an idea of what that looks like. And yes, I twist my pearls. It's fine. It does not matter. I always get one or two like, oh, you're knitting wrong. So that's why I am very, when I knit on camera, I'm very nervous because I know the comments are coming. You're doing that wrong. No, I'm not. I'm doing it the way I like to do it. I'm knitting the way I like to knit. I'm not doing it wrong. I had to make a whole video on it because like every time I knit on camera. Every time. Alright, so that's a good enough swatch, I think. We got half doubles, singles, doubles, star stitch, singles is part of the star stitch. Went to half doubles again, then we cast on with our knitting needles. We did garter stitch and then stockinette stitch. And it's beautiful and it works up delightfully. It's nice and soft and fluffy and airy and there's a good squish factor. Like it's way more squishy in crochet than it is in the knit. It's got a nice like thick squish to it. It's beautiful. Now we're gonna try, it always frogs easier in knit because knit it kind of just is pulling itself out of the loops. So that, I already knew that wasn't gonna be a problem. When it comes to the crochet, that's gonna really be, we're gonna really see if this frog's okay. We're still in the knit section. We're starting to tangle a little bit. That's not too bad. All right, here's the crochet. Yeah, it's hanging up. I predicted that though. I'm not shocked by that at all. It is doable, but it's going to be something you're going to have to really be careful with frogging. So it does not frog well. But I did predict that. I did predict that. Yeah. It's hanging up every single stitch. So, do I recommend this yarn? I absolutely recommend this yarn. By the way, Mary Maxim Week, I did say, is coming up. And we are going to be... This is not going to be one of the yarns featured, but... I mean, if you're already going to order some for Mary Maxim Week, you throw a ball of this in there, see if you like it yourself. But other than that, we're going to have a shopping list coming up of the yarns that you're going to need for the Mary Maxim Week and the tutorials we're going to be doing. I know that for certain we're going to be using the Prism and the Mellow Spun DK. And then there's 2 other yarns that we're going to be using. Sunrise and Lullaby, which are amazing silky yarns. You guys are going to love them so much. And then I'm still working on, we're definitely going to use one of the furry yarns that Mary Maxim has to offer. I can't think of the name of it right now. Purely Soft. And then I'm still working out which yarn I want to use for the apron pattern. So I'm working on the exact amounts you're going to need for each pattern. We're making a shopping list if you want to participate in the... I mean, you can still make the patterns without buying the Mary Maxim yarns, but I really like when you guys use the same yarns as me. It makes me feel happy, but, you know, there are other options. But yeah, the Prism, I'm telling you, guys got to check out the Prism. The Prism is beautiful, but I will link this below, the Purely Soft. It is beautiful, and if you don't plan on frogging, if you're just... Because for me personally, when I'm making a project, I don't frog things. I don't. If I make a mistake and it's not a major mistake that actually affects the structure of the garment, I just keep going and I fudge it. So that's why this yarn isn't going to bother me at all. It's not going to bother me at all. It makes me happy, and I know I ain't going to be frogging because I don't mess with frog. And as a matter of fact, I'm probably just going to cut this and we're going to call it a day. We worked up our sample, and this little swatch ain't going to make a difference when I decide to work this up anyway. There we go. We put all this back on the inside. Boop. It's like a new ball. It's like a new ball. And I like to keep my swatches with that so I can remember what it worked up like. And yeah, definitely check this out. It is a nice yarn. Frogs terribly, but we expected that. But it's going to make such a beautiful anything. Like, I would wear this. I would definitely wear this. Because it's a hand wash thing, I would not. Bentley already ate! Juju? Well, you ain't been up that long, but it's fine. He was barking at me the whole time I was recording earlier. So, I don't know what I was saying. But check this yarn out. It's going to make a beautiful wearable. It's going to make a beautiful scarf, shawl. I mean, you could even make a hat out of this. It would be beautiful. But, like, I would definitely put it on my body. I would wear it. Especially these colors. The Sunrise is so gorgeous. There's yellow in there. Pink. Whatever, if you want to call that minty blue or bluey green. I don't know. Alright, guys. I will link this below. That is an affiliate link, but I did purchase this yarn myself. Mary Maxim does not know that I'm making this video. I did this because I really wanted to try this yarn out, and I wanted to show it to you guys and see what you guys think of this beautiful, fluffy little ball. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.